Yes, it was a song where you say goodbye, but I'm coming to you now. Goedemiddag dames en heren.
Goedemiddag.
Dat is fijn. Goedemiddag hoor ik. Ja, dat is ook fijn. Die heb ik ook nodig, die goedemiddag. Wie van u is nou Nederlands? Laat zijn handen zien als u wil. Oké. Mag ik met u in een wereldtaal spreken in het Engels? Vindt u dat erg? Ja, als u het heel erg vindt, ja, dan moet ik daarna nog gewoon alles in Nederlands vertalen. Ja, dat wordt wel saai hoor. Maar wie van u is Duits? Wer van u is Deutsch? Lass mal sehen. Nou, auch ein paar Leute da. Gut, ich spreche mit Ihnen natürlich auch Englisch. Weil wenn ich dann mit die Holländer tue, tue ich da auch mit die deutschen Leute. Wer von Ihnen ist qui est français? Ah oui! Ja, ik spreek geen Frans. Nou, je parle un petit peu français. Mais je pense les autres peuvent parler anglais plus. Je pense. Je ne suis bien sûr, mais je pense. Ik doe net of ik heel goed Frans kan, maar dat kan ik echt niet hoor, vergeet het maar. Maar het is een beetje, weet je, dat is vooral wat je dan op school leert. En ergens blijft het plakken. En dan als je gaat nog eens een keer op vakantie naar Frankrijk en dan hou je het een beetje bij hè. Maar het lijkt helemaal nergens op, dus ik kan er geen demonstratie doen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nikki Markslag. And I may for you do a demonstration, let's say for 10 minutes. Sort of, I know you're freezing. A little bit, are you? It's a bit cool. Do you know why? You are in a refrigerator, in a huge one. You know what you have at home? Such a refrigerator, then huge. You know why that is? Because of the flowers we have. Actually, I have to explain before I hold this bouquet, because then I'm occupied with the bouquet. But look, we have here this one, just to show you this one. And look, these are all narcissus. So many different varieties. In every flower you will see, I mean narcissus, you have also fritillaria, special bulbs, gerbera. If you look in the flower presentation, which we do have, we don't sell one thing, we sell nothing, but we do have a presentation like we are a flower shop to show you how the Dutch flower shop looks like. And from that flower shop, actually, I take my flowers for my demonstration. And I made in advance already a frame, which I like to make. I love frames, and I have to tell you this. Do you know what this is? From the same field where they cut these, and it's not a fairy tale, the same cut went also to the St. Peter's Square for the Pope, you know, for the Easter decoration. And actually I'm honored that I can work with them now. And also the grower was honored that he could supply St. Peter's Square with this beautiful flower. And it's delphinium. And we call it in Dutch. Wie weet hem in het Nederlands? Ja, precies, ik hoor het al. Ja, ridderspoor. Yeah, I don't know how you call it in different language, but ridderspoor is fine. I'm going to work with them. I love to work with them, and I would never take away the beauty of the shape. You know, you need the shape of this whole flower actually, and they are very fragile. I have to be sort of careful. So now there they are. Hoppa. And I wanted to make a sort of crazy color combination because look at the vase and this frame, and I thought this is so the 60s, don't you think so? Is this brownish stuff is so the 60s? Okay, thank you. Yeah, you know. Sometimes I think, yeah, well, you have to agree with everything I say, of course. Eh? No, but it's just fun because actually what you see at the moment is that we have in the whole business of flowers, that's really something. If you are sitting here, look at your own colors, the clothes and everything. The same colors, really, if you look at for instance, gerbera and the roses here, you see that those colors are also in the flower presentation. And you think, yeah, how come? Because the grower knows already years in advance what will be the colors from, let's say, 2020, 2019. And where we had in the past roses, a plant maybe for, let's say, 6 or 7 years where the grower could cut from. Nowadays, it is only 2 years and it's gone. It's already finished business. So you are a demanding audience when it comes to the flowers. And it's a challenge for the growers to find all those beautiful colors in the matching colors, but then also be a sort of profitable when it comes to the sort of flower, because you need a flower which has to have a high productivity per square meter, has no illnesses, and all those things. And that's just a few what I mentioned are so important to talk about, that I think, I know you have this question. You say, why is it that the flower does not smell so much anymore? Is that a question? I'm not answering this. No, it is a question, and I like this question. But you know what? When it was growing in the garden with all the insects, you know, those insects, they like those smelling parts of the plant. But then at that moment, it's a plant and it's growing in the soil. But then you want to have a cut flower from it. That's a different story, ladies and gentlemen, because then you need a whole different cup of tea when it comes to how it stays well and how long it stays and those things. And this is something which a lot of people do not recognize when it comes to those quality things, you know, because we want and the smell, we want also long lasting, that's what we want. And we want a productivity which is high per square meter, so we don't pay too much for the flowers. True or not? But then it's always the smell which is disappearing because of all those selections. It's disappearing, and you see at the moment that the grower is really doing his very, very, very best to bring also back the smell of all the flowers. And not all the flowers you like when it comes to smell, because I hear often that the lily is not your favorite when it comes to smelling the lilies. And they try to get away, to get rid of the smell, or to make a different smell. You see, there's always something going on, and it's always nice to find your particular taste when it comes to flowers. You see, I'm already now halfway, and I cannot even hold my bouquet anymore, because my hands are too, I don't have small hands, but they're still too small. But it's the fun part, actually. It's also the challenge. You will see at a certain moment, I have to tie it up with a special bind wire, which is from Oasis, and I like to use it. I think I'm going to put this one here. And this special bind wire is not destroying the flowers at all. You will see when I want to use it. Not yet. And I like those, you know, those strange colors inside. But I also protect, now I'm going to bind it because I'm going to turn it around, you see. Now I hold it here, see? And I hold this special bind wire from Oasis. If you like to know it, you have to take a picture from that. And now I'm going to tie it here. Look. I have oh. Look at you. You have to go outside. So, what, did you see the fly? I pretended it, no. No, but it's serious. The flowers do smell more now because it's warm outside. So also in here you take a lot of heat inside. So it's sort of a thing that it's also warming up in here. I'm going to turn around to this way. So, and I'm going to continue on this side as well. And you see, I keep it up. Normally I work like this, but I keep it up for you, of course. So you can see what I'm doing. This is what they call in floristry the fan shape. It's a special shape, and it's an interesting shape because you use in a sort of two-dimensional way you use the flowers, which is very, sort of nice because you don't need so many flowers then. Now there I go again. And now I cannot even hold it anymore, but it's fun because I'm still working at it. And in the meantime, while I'm doing this, because I'm almost finished with the bouquet, I need a few more colors. Color lily, this one. Also, so many different colors, unbelievable. Some call it color lily, some say color, Santedeschia aethiopica. It's the beautiful Latin name. Next week is the show of the color, you will see. And now I have to wrap it in again, because otherwise I squeeze the stems. You see what I do? So like this. I just want to hold it like this. And again I'm going to put some stuff around. Yes, here it is. So like this. And in the meantime, while I'm doing this, because I'm not completely finished yet, I want to ask you a few questions. And I do this every hour. So if you have been here before, please do me one favor. Don't say it. Because I always ask, tell me, how many bulbs do we have in the park? Do you know that? Completely, eh? Not only tulips, but completely. Do you know how many bulbs we have? Bulbs. Zwiebel, bulb, bulb. Combien de bulbes? I love French language, you know. I think all Dutch people do. I don't know what it is, but it's special. But combien? How many? I wait now, eh? You have to help me here. How many? Huh? 30 bulbs? 30? Like 30 bulbs? We are talking here about the flowers outside, eh? The bulbs. No, not in here. No, tell me. Do you have any clue? In the park.
5 million.
Hey, finally, there's one. You know, I always have patience, you know that? No, I don't have so much patience, to be honest. But anyway, no, not 5 million. It's 7 million. 7 million bulbs totally we have in the park. 7 million bulbs. Can you imagine that? 7 million bulbs. And how many gardeners do that? Do you know how many gardeners we have to put the bulbs in? Let's say, wait a second, from September until the end of November.
30.
Tell me? 500, 230. I think the people who say 30, they work very hard. It must be. Because they know that they have to work really hard. You're a hard worker, sir. If you say 30, you make double shift, I'm sure. But it's 40 to 50. 40 to 50 people do the demonstrations over here. Unbelievable, eh? 40 to 50, but they do this from September until the end of November, when actually the freezing period is starting. And that's it. So it's really fun to see them work. And I must be honest, if you go outside and you see one of them, tell them, say thank you to them, because I think they did a marvelous job again this year. They work in this lasagne pattern, you know, it's really something. They have those different layers and everything, so you have a lot of bulbs to see. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. So anyway, I'm almost finished my arrangement. I hope you enjoyed my small talk with you in the meantime. I try not to talk too much about my arrangement, but more about the park. But anyway, I used here beautiful Alstroemeria. And Alstroemeria is this darker flower. I cannot point it at the moment, my fingers are full. It's this dark flower, this one over here. And Alstroemeria is the Latin name for Inca lily. Do you know the Inca lily? It's also a huge family, I can tell you. And this Inca lily is a strong flower actually. And we only know it from the big supermarket arrangement. You know, you see those beautiful bouquets in the supermarket, and then you see those small ones, but the big ones you don't see so very often. And now I'm going to turn it full with this bind wire. I need it now, badly. So I'm going around, yes I will, thank you very much for saying that. So I'm going, you know, now I'm going to put it on edge, like this. So I will not damage the flowers, and now I'm going to twist around this beautiful bind wire. And in the time while I'm doing that, I want to show you one last thing. I'm going to cut with the scissor which I have in the back at the moment, doesn't matter. Let me see, so there I am. Oh, and here it is. My special scissor, which is cutting, and I do this like this. I always want to make sure that I have the right length. I don't want to make it too short. So what I do is I'm cutting. At the moment, later on, I will cut with a knife, but it takes a little bit more time. So, and I want to explain you what you should do at home when you are going to put your flowers in the water as well, as I do. And when you do it like this, you never have the wrong length. You know what I mean? So, a little bit more here. Let's say, oh, it's still fitting. It's always a challenge, I might say that. And there it is. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, what I want, oh, thank you. But I'm a little bit used to this type of holding. But look, if you want to make sure that you cut in the right way, yeah? I have only a simple color here, so it's not too clean. But first of all, you clean your stems. And then, of course, you do it with your knife, but you really go like this, you know, with a knife. This is not really the super example, but it is a sharp, short cut, and this is important. You know, at home, you do it with a hammer, or with a scissor, or really, England does it with a hammer, eh? Forsythia, and no. Forsythia, chrysanthemum, it's an old thing. Actually, my father's father also was brought up with this idea to do it with a hammer. But you know, we don't wash the clothes in the river anymore, so we have changed our habits, and it's a good habit not to cut them with, don't use the hammer anymore, we do it with a knife. And the germs cannot attach so much when you have a clean, beautiful, sharp cut. That's the idea. The cleaner it is, the sharper the knife is, the better you are doing it on your vase. So then the veins are open and can absorb the water. Flower food is important. Look, you get always one little package at your florist, don't you? Never enough. You know, I don't know who invented this crazy story to give a package with when you buy flowers, Because when I buy a trouser, I never get washing powder with it. Yeah, but it's, if you think about it, it's crazy, isn't it? But it's never enough. So buy a bottle of good flower food. Buy just a bottle. You love your flowers, then do it. That's really nice. Ladies and gentlemen, I think you are here, a big group. I have a question. That's the last message I would like to give to you. Do me one favor. If you walk around, look, but please don't touch. Only your loved ones. You may touch, I hope for you. But that's it. I mean, if you walk around, don't touch the flowers. Please, also not here. Some people just take flowers out and just like, you know, we can't because it's an exhibition. The other thing is, you take a lot of pictures. And I know you put them in your computer, later on you forget about the pictures. I'm so sure, I always do. Forget about those pictures, enjoy each other, smell the scents, love each other, and say, here we are in the most beautiful park. And with that said, I say thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you a great day. Thank you very much.